Hi, everyone. Welcome to my kitchen. We are in the kitchen with KK. Today, what we are going to do, I'm going to redo my winter health video where I share with you food to help build winter health, the organs of winter health, and 6 tips you can implement now for the most effective health during the winter season. The winter solstice ushers in the new season of winter. We have a shift of organs that we're focusing on and food shifts. So, I'm Kimberly Knox. I am a functional and integrative health coach. I'm very passionate about always being in the kitchen because this is where we can start to really affect our health in positive ways quickly by getting involved in our food, having more mindfulness over our food, and just making a few things. It changed my life over 12 years ago in just 3 days. That led me to go back to school after my career set in a whole different way. So getting into winter health, I wrote down, I went through my notes and everything because I wanted to make sure that I was bringing maybe some new information to the table, and going to go through some food. But first, I want you to understand that what the whole seasonal cycle is about. In Chinese medicine, they want you, it's for us to understand that there are cycles and that we live in harmony with these cycles and how the body shifts. And so be in harmony with nature is to be mindful of these shifts in the body and how our bodies have not changed DNA wise in thousands of years, and how we've changed in the modern world and how that can affect it. But the organs of winter are our kidneys and bladder. The kidneys are a yin organ that is softer, and the bladder's a yang organ. So they work together, and it's an inward winter type of building, deep nutritional. This is the JING part that I like to talk about. Nutritional and energy reserves that are meant to be built in the winter before springtime, which is a natural time to spring forward with energy, vitality, so that we have the energy to initiate new things. If you think about the sign of Aries and Taurus and Gemini, those are all the beginning signs of how we're initiating the new and building something, right? New things that we're building. And therefore, the winter season is a time to build and nourish and recharge our kidney chi. QI, they call it, or JING, G-I-N-G. So more sleep is so important. Now, so many people go, oh, sleep is overrated, I'm too busy. Winter is the time and it gets darker earlier because nature is telling us it is time to go to sleep. It is time to rest more. And when it is dark out, we have so many lights today, so many electronics, blue light. So the body is tricked, whereas back in the day, we're able to build up that natural sleep here from the pineal gland. And but more sleep, more warming foods, and we're going to go into the foods here. But getting to sleep at least an hour earlier would be really helpful. And what I was starting to say is when it gets darker, you're naturally more insulin resistant. So it's really not the best time to eat when it's dark. We should be eating midday, especially in the winter. A good late breakfast if you're fasting a little longer, a good afternoon meal, very light dinner, possibly a soup, some bone broth, something very simple and light, and then not. So remember this too, that your body cannot heal when it is stressed. We must sleep. This is a time to really consider those things in our life after the holidays are done, when the biggest part of stress is there, when the most partying is done, right? During the whole fall harvest is all about partying. It always has been because we've had plenty of food. And then we have Thanksgiving. So the drinking, the sugar, and the natural stress increases that inflammation in the body, the stress in the body. It's a really great time to start putting that to bed. And we're going to give you lots of great ways that you can do that. So the kidneys, all about balance. We have two of them, and they're sitting in here back on our lumbar. And just so that you get a little bit of reverence for the kidneys, and I have an entire section in my cookbook, section 5, I believe, is the kidneys. So I talk all about the different areas of the body that I'm introducing, plus all the foods that provide healing information, bioenergetic information for that area, and simple recipes. So that's my cookbook, Simple Cooking for Vitality. The link is always down below in all of my videos. So sodium in water, that's a balancing thing here. The pH of the blood, the kidneys are always doing this, and also blood pressure. So blood pressure is not just a heart thing. Blood pressure is a kidney issue as well. Millions of filtrates in our kidneys, millions of little filtrates. And we're filtering about, how much is it? Hold on here. I think it's 60. Hold on one second. Am I missing something? It's in your entire plasma over and over again. Let me just grab that. It was right in front of me, but sorry, I just filtering the waste through the kidneys, through the bladder, out through the urine. But it's not as simple as that. And those millions of filtrates in the kidneys are very important to keep those healthy. We'll go into that too. But over 180 liters of blood a day. That's our entire blood plasma, over 60 times a day, always going on. We don't feel that. So we have to give special attention during the winter to this process. And I'm going to lead you, I just really want you to be mindful of how the body works so that you can aid it. This is a time when some people have kidney issues. They may have more kidney stones, and I'm going to show you an easy way to make sure that kidney stones can not be building up. So millions of filtrates. So, but we only urinate out about 1.5 liters of waste a day. So what happens with the rest of that waste that's being filtered? It gets reabsorbed back in. That way, if we've got dirty blood, or we're not urinating enough, or our blood is too thick, toxins can build up, leading to many problems with the blood and also urinary tract infections and things like that. So we need hydration. That's the number one thing that you need to get from all of this. And one thing that I always have is my pitcher of water, reverse osmosis, I prefer. And because of the salt thing, it's better, even better than salting your water a little bit before you drink it. This is mineralized, really rough sea salt. All you need to do, put a little on your teeth. Now you're going to be getting way more, you're going to get tons of minerals, not just the iodized salt that became popular, which only has a couple. This is all the sea minerals, also good for your calcium and your bones, and then drink down the water. So what's best is drinking small amounts, 4 to 6 ounces several times, rather than just drinking down a ton, unless you just sweat out a ton, just like when you're doing hot yoga or something like that. So we need to hydrate at least 2.5 liters a day. Some people don't even get half of that. Over 75% of people are chronically dehydrated. Once you hydrate, you will notice your health starts to perk right back up, because we need it for many things, not just our blood, helping the blood stay thin and running well, not just for the kidneys, but also for cellular communication and many other functions of the body. We're going to go over these, but some of the other things that keep our blood nice and thin are going to be garlic, raw garlic. I have that here. And I often chop up raw garlic and add just a spoonful, take it down, drink my water in the morning during immune season when I want my immune to be boosted, because this is natural antibiotic, antibacterial, and of course, a natural blood thinner. and a natural precursor to glutathione production in the body. Very amazing. Also, cayenne pepper. I keep cayenne pepper with a little teaspoon attached, and I like to either sprinkle in. I've been increasing it. It's been helping to my circulation. In the wintertime, when you're colder, circulation is often impeded. So cayenne pepper is easy on the gut. So don't think of it as something that's going to hurt an ulcer or something. It actually is healing. It is a blood stimulator. So if you have cold hands and cold feet, that's going to be helpful. Also a natural blood thinner, ginger and turmeric. Showing you right here, I always boil down, slowly simmer slices of ginger and turmeric, which I always keep in the kitchen, into a tea. I put it in jars. And then if it's really strong, you can just add a little bit of, break it down with a little bit of hot water. So also keeping the kidneys warm, keep your back covered with a shirt, with maybe, a nice cashmere sweater, or even just putting heat on the back. Just remember to keep it covered, keep it warm. The kidneys need circulation so the blood can move in this area to help it work effectively. And then, of course, diet, we'll go through that, but high antioxidants are required. They have done tests where if people are not properly breaking down animal products, it can be damaging to the kidneys. I know Dr. Brooke Goldner, who healed herself from lupus with her special hypernutrition that I work with my clients utilizing, and over 12 years ago, before I even found Brooke, it brought me back to life. More greens, the chlorophyll, cutting down on animal products, making sure you're digesting the meat. But she had stage 4 kidney failure as well, and it brought her back, but she had to back away from animal products. Some things to consider. Not everybody's body breaks down animal products the same, even if they are grass-fed, really great meat. So limit the traditional salt. Now, when you're eating out, you're often getting you're not getting the same salt that I showed you. You're getting too much. And in canned foods, check the sodiums. That's why if I get canned tomatoes, I get them from Italy. They're organic. And they literally have trace amounts of sodium. Add your own, good, high quality. Cutting all refined sugar after the holidays. This is a great time to get into a program of cutting all that and all processed foods. So getting to the JING here, life force energy. When it is depleted, this accelerates your aging. Everything is about longevity today. Longevity is cellular health. We need to build that up. So you know how great you feel after a good night's sleep. Start building up your sleep in the winter. You're going to need it, and you'll be glad you did. A lot of people have a healing crisis around the spring equinox because of the damage being continually done in excess during the winter months when we're supposed to be building it up. More rest. Think about animals that hibernate. It is nature, natural. Meditation, all of your inward practices, journaling, and maybe, writing, and that, say, Tai Chi and Qigong. Pick up some of that. Relaxing the mind more. Calming your emotions, and just helping to raise your spirits in a good way, maybe getting into some affirmations. But depleted JING, what causes it? Some of the causes. And, people in really busy lifestyles and careers need to think about pulling back. Self-care is your job. And that's what we need to take a hold of in mindfulness practices here, and empowering your health. Prolonged stress, lack of sleep, working long hours, night working with computers. You need to shut down 3 hours before going to bed. Working and excessive behavior. Excessive behavior is the fall season. That's the way it normally was, when there was a lot going on. And then the winter came and people couldn't really go out as much. And they had to rely on the food that was canned or, in their storage. So eating, drugs, drinking, excesses, not good for the kidneys or your JING. So think about that. Now, another really interesting thing is the kidneys, just like the liver opens to the eyes, the kidneys open to the ears. So, and that's just about ringing in the ears. You need to possibly consider your strength of your kidneys during this time. And when we talk about hearing during the winter is stillness. I grew up in Vermont. I know how beautiful and quiet it is after a snowstorm. It's quiet. You can hear more when it's quiet. And that's it. It's about being more still. It's stillness, slowing down, rest and relaxing, and reading. Get in some reading, bedtime, set it earlier. And you're also going to see problems with bone marrow, possibly knee issues. Your hair health is connected to the kidneys, as is with the liver. Both of those are your filtering organs. And willpower. Now we need to keep that going because this is a time to keep building that success of completion through the spring. That is the energy of now. We need that willpower. Controlling waters and fluids. Sometimes people get swelling around the legs, the ankles, that can be related to both spleen and the kidneys. Also, lack of sex drive, also related to JING and the deep kidney energy. So not enough water, that's number one, stress and all of those excesses. So let's get into the food. You know, I love the food. Food is healing. Let's look at the natural diuretics first, which will be your celery. I just made some celery juice. When I do it, when I'm juicing, I'll juice 3 or 4 heads of celery at a time. So I make it. I have a slow press juicer. It's going to last. But I don't do this every single day. But I'll have times when I'm fasting a little longer and I'm working on clearing up my blood and also healing my gut. My gut has always been a constant thing, but celery juice is fantastic for your digestion and your kidneys and your bladder. So that is perfect there. Natural diuretic, dandelion greens. In my green smoothie in the liver section and in the green smoothie that I use for hypernutrition, I mix the greens, and one of those is always dandelion. You've heard me talk about dandelion greens. It increases the enzymes of the liver. It is for the liver. It helps the liver build better bile, which is stored in the gallbladder. It helps us break down fats effectively. Also helps the pancreas. The liver must support a little 4-ounce organ. And if you're eating all the time, snacking, you're constantly driving your pancreas to work. Think about that. But natural diuretics are great. It's going to flush out through your bladder stored up toxins. Your lymph system is draining and your kidneys are filtering. It needs that help. Also, parsley. Fluffy, this is the curly parsley here, or you can use the Italian parsley. Get parsley chopped up. I always have it visible in the refrigerator. You can add it fresh onto salads, add it fresh onto, I make a vegan chickpea, or you can add it fresh to a chicken salad, add it fresh to soups, get it raw. That's when the nutrients are there. What else? Ginger tea, warming food. So I talked about that already. Ginger and turmeric. You can make a homemade golden milk. I know that I have a recipe on my YouTube channel for homemade golden milk. Burdock root tea. Get some of that, or you can order some or find some in a market, burdock root, and slice it up. Do this the similar way. Warming soups and stews. Always have something in the freezer ready to go. When you make a soup or stew, even if you're by yourself, it's going to give you about 4 jars. You put 1 in the refrigerator, 3 in the freezer, and then you have soup. And I love it. These warm cooked vegetables are a little easier on your gut as well. So mixing warming and raw foods important during the winter time. Sweet potatoes, especially the purple sweet potatoes here. I make an amazing black bean, garnet, and sweet potato with cilantro recipe. This is a perfect plant-based, plant-rich winter season recipe. It's fantastic. What I have here is some radicchio. So purple cabbage and radicchio, high antioxidants. Those purples and blues are all for the kidneys. And black beans, of course, different squashes. This is winter food. It's also parlaying from the fall. All your root vegetables. Radishes are a natural diuretic. Perfect. We have the best farmers market right here, and I get really overjoyed with delicious radishes and all of the greens they have and all the squashes. Keep that going. The kombucha squash, you've seen me make that on my videos. I scoop it out, and I even put it on top of porridge if I'm making buckwheat porridge in the morning after a long walk. Juniper berries you can get at a health food store. You can get it ground up, and that's great as well. And don't forget chlorella, the green algae. Chlorella is the very first thing I started adding to water to build my blood in the mid 90s. And a natural doctor told me to do it. I didn't really understand what he meant by building my blood, but chloroxygen, chlorophyll gives your body oxygen and energy, helps clean up the blood, and chlorophyll is a reviver. It helps the body do its cleanup at night. Very important, gives you all the nutrients that you need in the blood without taxing the system. So it's really great. You can take it while you're fasting. And so don't forget chlorella. Add in more at this time of the year. So these green smoothies are for the entire year. I'm in a maintenance plan now after 12 years of cleaning up. I don't need to do it every day. I do it maybe 4 to 5 times a week, but I miss it when I'm not doing it. What other foods do we have here? I think we mentioned all the natural diuretics. Nettle leaf or nettle, you can get a tincture from Vimergy that doesn't have any of the alcohol in it. You can get nettle tea, stinging nettle teas or nettle tea, anything that's kidney shaped. Now, during some celebrations for New Year's, beans are used, a potential for new life and new energy. That's what the beans represent. And that's what we're looking at. So beans and cashews here, ones that work well with you. Lentils are helpful and easier on the gut for me. Black beans are okay for me. Rich blue and black foods, we've mentioned some of those, the purple cabbage, the dark berries. Now I'm going to go into cranberries. You know that cranberries are fantastic for helping the bacteria not stick to the wall in the bladder. So those repeated urinary tract infections can be avoided. I like mixing this with raspberries, organic raspberries, and a beet. It makes one of the most delicious smoothies. And my smoothies are medicinal. It is a nutrient delivery system that your body doesn't have to work hard to break down. Those nutrients go right to work. And this is a great way to get those dark berries that help out the kidneys. Nuts and seeds for history meant growth and fertility. So your sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, you've seen me, I snack on them, I grind them up, I'll add them extra to a smoothie to give more protein. 1/4 cup, 10 grams of alkaline protein, right? Because the animal protein is acidic forming in the body. We want to look at all of that because those kidneys are always looking at the pH of the blood. We want to help that with the greens and the chlorophyll. That makes the body helpful and lowers the pH there, increases the pH. So let's come right back with 6 tips that you can implement now to have a better, more productive, more effective and efficient time in the winter for your health. Okay, here we go. Thanks for sticking with me here. Get out a pad and pen and put these into your planner for the new year. We got a new moon coming up December the 30th. We're going to be in the mood for effectiveness and for laying out our plans for the new year. Number 1 is going to be value your sleep. Find a way to get extra sleep. Find a way. Dim the lights at night. Get rid of those really toxic lights. Animals hibernate. We need extra sleep. And also, I want you to consider fasting more. Extend it 14 to 16 to 18 hours at least once a week, maybe even doing 24, especially if you have gut issues. 1 day a week, 1 meal a day. 24 hours, your stem cells start to rebuild in your gut. You will be happy you did. Number 2, hot and cold therapy, increasing your circulation. I have a Therasage tent. I will put the link below. It is on my website. because I do promote them, because it is fantastic. I couldn't live without it, honestly. If you have any type of autoimmune or even symptoms of what kind of disease, the Lyme disease, they're it's very, very helpful, but increasing your circulation, very important. So far infrared tent, dry sauna, cold shower, a hot yoga, cold shower, swim in the ocean, things like that. Number 3, bone broth, because you're lowering down the need of the body to digest. You're helping your gut. You can do a bone broth fast, meaning all bone broth all day. You're getting plenty of collagen. You're getting plenty of amino acids all day long. The healing, glutamine, things like that. Natural minerals. It's called chicken soup. It's a Jewish penicillin, right? During immune season, make your soups and cook I cook an entire organic chicken, and I make this really thick broth, and then I throw out all that, and then I'll add in some other veggies. But fantastic to do that. Number 4, go inward. Find ways to read, maybe journal. Getting ready for the new year's perfect time. Getting into meditation, take a qigong class or tai chi. So just relaxing the mind, find ways to work that in. So important right now to build that kidneys. Protecting the neck. The immune system can get triggered during the winter. Just remember, 1 teaspoon is going to reduce your immune system 50% for up to 4 to 6 hours. So that's why sugar, again, it's not great. Plus, sugar dampens those millions of filtrates in the kidneys doing their job. So kidney disease also from the same metabolic diseases that injured our heart and heart disease. So keeping warm neck and head from the wind, warming our bellies and our back for the kidneys. And last but not least, number 6, improve your blood. This was the very first thing my natural doctor told me years ago, nearly 25, 30 years ago. I didn't really understand what it meant. It was foreign to me. Number 1, hydration. Nearly, I would say it's poor, like 80% of the people are not getting enough water. You get busy during the day. You don't have your water with you, or you're constantly drinking water out of plastic water bottles. Try to cut that out. Go fill up your reverse osmosis at Whole Foods in a PBA-free container. Keep it in glass. Get your natural diuretics, parsley, dandelion, the celery and radishes. Get more of that. Make one of my smoothies. Oh my gosh, your energy and your blood change right away. Blood thinners, natural blood thinners, garlic. So find ways to get more garlic, raw garlic, cayenne pepper. I take raw garlic and I don't smell like garlic. So just take it and like it's a shot with your water, your lemon water in the morning. Ginger and turmeric, making that tea or making a golden milk. And if you're not doing anything, just I do this every day. It doesn't matter if it's a winter or not. But kidney stones can be broken down by your lemon water. That's very helpful. And then cleaning your blood with chlorophyll. Chlorophyll was actually used as blood transfusion when they didn't have enough blood on the battlefield, and it worked. So the plants, it's energy and chlorophyll. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you like that. Winter is a time to really get set and get ready for bringing forth something new in the springtime, and also completing the success that we built up through now and recovering from the holidays. And all this will help you. So if you love this video, give me a little thumbs up, share it with anyone. But I love educating. You know that is part of my passion in helping you, empower you with your health. So have a wonderful night, everyone.